All right. How are folks tonight? Pretty good? Enjoying all this?
Yeah.
Good, good. First loves. Well, I'm going to go back to, I was in fourth grade. It was the summer after fourth grade. And had just attended my fifth school in 4 years. So you can imagine I was kind of awkward and geeky, kind of like I am now. And what I remember most about that summer, though, is that I had met my first girlfriend, the first girl I kissed, Dina Hummel. That's her name, Humel. These are things you remember. And then my other good friends that were Peter and Dale. And the three of them were really into golf. So during that summer, every day, Monday through Friday, we would go down to the Waynesboro, Virginia Golf Club. And we were allowed, because we were kids and annoying as hell, we were allowed to play between the time the last woman got off the course to go have lunch, and then we had to get off by the time the first woman got back on the course. So that gave us basically an hour and a half to see if we could fit in 5 holes. It was a race. We really invented speed golf. But what I remember most about that summer was when we would get done golf, there was a guy at the bar, his name is Joe. I thought he was like 40 years old, but he was probably 18. And so when we walked in the bar, he would have set up at the bar 4 orange sodas and 4 grilled cheese sandwiches, one with a pickle that was fried with the grilled cheese, and one with a tomato. And the pickle was for Dina, and you could taste that later on, but that's another different story. So we would sit there, and he would turn on the television, and we would watch Match Game. Does anyone here remember Match Game? Okay. Now, I always thought Gene Rayburn was really kind of weird, kind of creepy. Is that a good word? But I loved Richard Dawson, and I thought Charles Nelson Riley was a hoot. And then they had some bimbo always, right? And they had to take the one seat next to Richard Dawson. I remember Adrienne Barbeau. I can't imagine why I remember that one. But so we all sat, and this was our tradition. We would go in, we'd watch, we'd drink our orange sodas as soon as all the ladies were out, because we were, obviously underage. We're in fourth grade, we're not allowed to be in the bar. But he'd let us, and that was great. But then there was this show that came on right after Match Game. It was called Doctor Who. Does anybody know what this show? Yeah, Doctor Who, okay. So Doctor Who was kind of an interesting show. It was black and white back then, and it was about this time traveler who he was pretty cool. He fought fights, but he was a geek at the same time, right? So this guy could do math problems, and he could save the world. He could tell you the physics behind certain motion, but then he also would win the girl, kind of companion. Long story if you don't know the show. But so for me and my friends, this was a revelation. You can be geeky, or and you can still be the one who saves the world and gets the girl. So this was a revelation to us. And there was something that was said during one of the shows that really struck us. It was that life is a battle between cynicism and brute force versus passion and intelligence. So everything in the world can be basically put in those 2 buckets. Cynicism and brute force against passion and intelligence. And as a geek, that really spoke to me. So that 4th grade year for me was, in 5th grade, was really kind of transformational. Because of this stupid British sci-fi show, I started thinking about the world in those terms. And then I went to college, and I was kind of lost And one day I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and I was sitting in the University of Delaware had its first big TV screen, public screen for people to watch, and everybody was watching MTV, because MTV just came out, and that shows you how old I am. And right after, somebody switched the channel, and there was this new guy playing Doctor Who. This guy was like kind of hippie-ish, and he had a big scarf that went down and a float all around. The other guy had been kind of suave and debonair. This guy was kind of a geek. And so I was sitting there watching this thing, trying to figure out if this was the same show. And this young lady walks in the door, and she just kind of plops on the couch and is looking at it, goes, "What the hell is this thing?" That turned out a couple years later to be my wife. So I think, well, this is kind of weird, you know? Doctor Who. Who knew? But then Doctor Who went away for a while, and I raised 3 girls who one graduated from Yale, the other one from Swarthmore, and then got her law degree from BU. The other one just graduated from Meharry with the medical degree. And we were all going our separate ways. Well, it was kind of sad. You know, you ever had that, have to make that adjustment, you know, with the empty nest syndrome? And I'm spinning through the 170 zillion channels, and all of a sudden, on the screen, there's this music. Anybody recognize that? Okay. I'm like, well, Doctor Who. And it turns out that Doctor Who had restarted again. And the next day I get a call from my one daughter in Uganda who says, "Hey Dad, I saw online that there's this new Doctor Who show. Did you see that?" And I said, "Yeah, I did." And then my other daughter called, and all of a sudden, so now, all these years later, they've discovered Doctor Who, and we so every summer we watch the episodes together and critique them. And my oldest daughter makes fun of me because I'm a 50-year-old man watching Doctor Who. And my 22-year-old daughter encourages me. And my middle daughter knows the most, but says the least. So, thank you.